Okay, so today I'm starting a new project. This is one that I've been wanting to get to for quite some time. And this is primarily a 500th subscriber video. At the time of this, I'm not at 500 yet, but hopefully by the time I get this finished, because this project's going to take me a while, I will most likely be over 500. So this one is kind of I'm starting prior to and hopefully getting it out shortly after. But this is 2 ATATs. Now, as you can see here, I've got some stuff on the table already. And what I have here are some snow troopers that are going to go. So these are little, some of the drivers, some of the commanders, things of that nature. I've got all those people, and then I've got some more people in this one, some more snow troopers here. These ones don't have bases, so these guys do have bases, these ones don't, and primarily because a lot of these guys are going to go inside the ATAT, and I didn't want to have the bases taking up space to where I could get those guys in there. So these I will end up doing probably after I finish the models themselves. And then this bag here is just a lot of the extra little parts, which I've also got a couple of little guys in here. The drivers are in here as well. Now, a lot of these pieces I have not cleaned up, so I'm gonna have to be doing that while I'm going through and building this model. And I don't believe, yeah, I haven't cleaned up anything. I haven't filled any of the drain holes. Sorry about that. I haven't filled any of the drain holes or done much of anything to these parts. I just got them all cleaned up and then put them in bags, made sure they were really dry. And just looking at them, I don't see anything's got I thought that one had sometimes after, you can possibly see a little bit of glossiness right there in that. Usually that's what resin draining out of a part looks like, but at the same time, after, if it's pooled and then you cure it, that's also what it looks like. So touching it, it's completely dry. So anyway, moving on. Now, I have this in a box because there are a lot of parts to this. This is going to take me a lot of time just to prep all these pieces because I haven't even prepped them yet. And what I mean by that is like this foot, you can see all those support dimples on the back side of that and that little bit of glare. So I need to sand every single piece of this down and then start building. So that being said, let's get to work. Okay, so here's all the parts, and again, this is just one of the ATATs. I've got a whole nother one with all these same parts. So obviously you can see a lot of these pieces like this are the legs, the undercarriage, the feet, the neck, some of the interior, the head, and the actual main body over here. Plus it has all these little panels like this, which will fit over pieces like this so that they can be removed, and then you can see the interior of all the parts and pieces, which this is where all those little guys are going to come into play, where there's all kinds of space like this. And this is one of the main areas right here, and that's the underside. So like I said, this is a very in-depth build. There's a lot of parts to this. Again, I have to clean all these up because I haven't finished the processing. And what I'm talking about, like, you can see this clearly right here. Now, these parts here, I had a heck of a time. You can see how much crap there is going on with this part. Now, luckily, this piece here is the interior of the back of the witchamajig, the ATAT itself. So these I'm not going to actually clean up. I had a heck of a time trying to get these to print. Basically, that's what it'll look like, except it'll be much better put together than that. And this piece here, I could never get this thing to print correctly. And you can see there's a lot of just misprinting going on with this piece. Yeah, both of them were that way. Out of all the parts that I had to print, which, as you can see, are a lot, this is the only one that just would not print. I think I printed I think I printed this 8 to 10 times just for this piece and could never get it to turn out. So again, luckily it's in the back. The only way you'll be able to even remotely get close to seeing this is if you stick your head inside the ATAT and look back into here, because there's no other way to get to that. At least I think there is. So anyway, there we go. Got a lot of parts here to play with and get cleaned up. So off to work we go. Okay, I've just come into my first, I don't know what to do thing here. Obviously, so far, I've got the foot made, and part of the ankle, I guess you could call this. Now, these parts are meant to move, obviously. You can see there's some motion here. But the problem where I'm at right now is this, once I've glued this into position, that will end up locking, because these don't rotate or pivot. They pivot this way, but not this way. And yes, I get a little bit of play in there, but as you can see, that's about the extent of it. And I think if this is further down, it's not going to pivot hardly at all. Right now it's pivoting because it's almost completely out. I mean, from this position here, I've got maybe a 3/8 of an inch inside there. So I'm half tempted, because obviously once I get the body made, I think I need to do the body first, primarily for the simple fact that having the legs already assembled and fully whatever, I'm gonna have to be able to position them and maneuver them in order to get them to stabilize the entire model. and keep it from falling over or doing whatever. So I think I need to stop where I'm at right now with the legs. Obviously, these are going to be massive. I mean, you could just tell just by the size of this right now, this leg. This is the next part, which isn't even able to get in there. And then there's a third part here, which this goes basically here. So that's basically the size of the leg right there. And you can kind of see that, you know, this will move and I can position this and then I'll have to glue it in place. So instead of having this piece straight up and down as it is, I'm thinking that I need to just do the other piece first. I stop my progress on the legs right now, set them off to the side, and we're gonna bang out the upper part real quick, and then we'll come back to this once we can figure out how we want to, or anyway, I think you guys gather what I'm trying to say. So all these pieces here are the leg pieces. These are all gonna go up here out of the way, and some of these pieces can go over here out of the way. All right, all these pieces here can go out of the way. Okay, and we'll get back to it. All right. Okay, so this is where I'm at. I've got my ATAT primed. First coat of black, then a coat of white. I'm getting ready to paint the entire thing gray. And basically what I've been doing was, it'd take me a couple hours to get an entire coat on everything, including I've got over on the paint booth, the snow troopers that will be in and around the passenger area or the troop carrier area, whatever you want to call it. I didn't have that many of them. And for as many chairs as there are in the area, I need some seated troopers. So the only troopers that I have are actual Imperial troopers. So I made 18 of those that I'm going to add and have them seated in the area. And at the time I was thinking about it, I was like, you know, it's kind of weird just to have regular Imperial troopers in with snow troopers in an AT-AT. And then, so I started asking some people on a Discord if that would look weird. And then somebody suggested have them make some cargo, which is over here. So basically the story that I'm going with is these are the rest of the troopers. This is their snow gear, and they just haven't changed yet. So that's what that story is going to be. Plus I made some couple of pieces with some rifles and some binoculars in there, and then these ones have some thermal detonators in them. Unfortunately, I don't have any cargo type boxes with equipment in them. All of them, I should say, weapons or equipment, weapons or armor. I only have weapons and binoculars and things of that nature, but nothing of armor. So anyway, but problem is some of these printed out fairly, you can really see on this one how wonky it looks. It kind of, so what I'm going to try to do is make sure that however I place this one, that this section back here is basically hidden somehow or other. So, but I've got plenty of boxes to stagger out in the cargo areas to kind of hopefully make it look like something's going to work. And I've got multiple different sizes and shapes and all that other kind of stuff. Now the other thing that I've got here are some speeders. So in this part of the AT-AT, this is the very back of the AT-AT. This, like right here, is literally the back. So this section here, according to this, one of the books that I have, shows that this is the garage area for these. So these go in here like so. Originally what I wanted to do was put them on their base and then put them in there. Unfortunately, the bases are fairly large and they wouldn't fit. And I don't have any bases that are smaller. So this is like one of the bases, and it doesn't fit in here with everything else, and it won't sit flat. So I could have printed some small bases, I guess. Would have looked a little weird because I don't have any that are just flat bases. Everything has some type of texture, snow, something or other. So what I ended up doing was I printed the flight stand for these, and basically I'm just going to leave them like that and then glue that down so they're not sitting directly on the bottom of their thing, so they'll actually be sitting there. Now in the illustration that I have, it showed two bikes sitting stacked on top of each other, basically like so. I was gonna try to make something that I would be able to stack these in that way. Unfortunately, basically what I was gonna, from my last Gundam build, I've got a bunch of sprues left over, and since they're round, I was gonna use those to basically build a frame or something in here that I could stack them up. Unfortunately, this space is so small, I have a very hard time getting my big old meat hooks in here, and it just wasn't gonna work. So I finally decided, you know what, I'm just gonna put one in each. Primarily, these really aren't gonna be seen either. Plus I'm picking out some of my most elaborate bikes that I've got. These are long range trooper bikes, so you can see they've got little gas cans on them, which I don't know why they'd have gas on them. I guess these are gas operated speeder bikes, but anyway, they've just got extra stuff on them instead of like this traditional, you know, it just looks hulkier, beefier, whatever, compared to the regular one. And that's why I chose them, because I kind of like them. And unfortunately, they won't be seen. Because, again, this section has this here. So once they go in there, the door will be like that. But I will be able to, you know, manipulate the door to where I can, you know, pop it off or open it up and be like, oh, look, there's something in there. So anyway, that's that. And that's kind of where I'm at. I think right now, I haven't even started assembling anything yet. I still have a lot of painting left to do. Now that I have decided to add all of this extra, painting all this is going to take a couple of weeks, most likely. Unless I try to do some tricky type painting, especially on these guys, just paint them white and then do the little black parts and not really do a whole lot more than that, which most likely is what I'm going to end up doing. I'm not going to get so in depth on these little guys because they'll be inside the ship and kind of obscure for the most part. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. Just a quick update. So I'm gonna keep grinding away. Hopefully everything works out the way it's starting to kind of work in my head. So hopefully it'll look good once I'm done. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so that's the build part of this is finished. That's it. Now there are a lot of things here that I'm gonna try to show you guys, but understand one thing real quick. I have to hold my camera in my hand, so this is gonna be very shaky. I'm zoomed out as far as I possibly can to try to get this thing in the whole frame, so bear with me on this part. I apologize. So first off, one of the cool things about this is obviously there's an entire interior to all of this. So this section here I can open up and you can see the interior, which that's what all of these little people are for. So there's also garages back there, which will be for the speeder bikes, and there are also doors that come on. Oh, I put it in upside down, that's why. Come on, work with me a little bit here, buddy. Catch. There it goes. All right, so now the door's closed. Obviously that's going to be a pain in the butt to try to do, but yes, it's magnetized. As you can see here, all of this door as well is magnetized. So magnets will help to close those up in the future if I want to or not. Of course, now I just push the door all the way back in there. And I have to get that out right now because if I forget about it and go on, I will completely forget about it and leave it in. There we go. Come on. Yeah, there we go. So anyway, so there's that. Then the next part, oh, I gotta stand up because I can't do this from a seated position, is up here, which this all opens up. So does this one. There we go. Which now you can see down into the upper levels and all of that, and you can see down into the garage area. One of my things I was thinking about doing was this right here. I'll show you real quick. Now this obviously won't stay in here, and trying to get that, so I'd open it up and I'd be like, oh, sorry, somebody's in there. You know, it's a little too dark right now, but this is what it looks like. He's going to the bathroom, and I haven't finished painting him, but I was thinking about doing that for stupidity things. The last part of this, which I'll show you now, is up here. So the top comes off, and then, sorry about the light. Let me try to get this over here a little more. There we go. And the full cockpit and all of that stuff, which last night, late at night, I was working on painting the commanders and the pilots, and the chairs are right there as well. So I'll be able to get the pilots in there and get the crew guys in there and all that stuff. But so I still have a long way to go as far as my entire plan for this whole thing. I've got just this one part of it. Hey, Bubby. And then I can start the next one. So it's gone a lot faster than I thought it would. It looks a lot cooler than I thought it would. I am really, really happy with how this has turned out. And I'm really happy about how it's really come together. So this one here comes undone, but I accidentally glued it earlier without thinking. Here it is. It's just so cool. One of the other things I can do, which I probably won't, is I've got a speeder that's crashed, which I could print and then have it under one of the feet, but I don't, that's not part of my plan for this. So anyway, there we go. I'll give you guys more later when the project's complete and I have all of them, everything done. So just a quick update. Okay, so we're getting close to the end here. These last couple images. I've got a quick little video here at the very end of this. Also, what started all of this process is this image right here coming up. Not this one, but this one. So this is what started all of it, and I have to thank my wife, who was gracious enough to be in this little part of this video, her friend Gayle, who videoed it and edited it for us, and her niece Grace, who was very nice in being told to be a part of this. Thanks.
All right, really important, you have to keep the e-collar on him to keep him from chewing on his cast. The cast has got to stay dry and clean, all right?
Okay.
All right, thank you much.
Thank you very much. All right, buddy, let's go home.
The things I do.
You are such a good boy. You did such a good job. You wanna go smash some rebels? You wanna go smash some rebels? You wanna go smash some rebels? We can go home, you can smash all the rebels you want. Good boy.